Hello all, welcome to Insights IS, the new initiative, Think Before You Ink. So this is day 5 and today I have chosen the thematics as history, especially the modern history part. So friends, if you look at modern history questions which has been asked in CDS or CPF paper, like traditionally what the core areas, the non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, quit India movement, the questions are not coming in these areas. They are going into non-peripheral areas such as the tribal movements in that regard, or they're also asking about certain organization which are not so prominent. So let's look into few questions which have appeared in the CDS 2023 and try to solve these questions. So the first question of the day is on Indian National Army. So the statement says that after consider the following statements. After forming the Indian National Army, Subhash Chandra Bose, so they're telling which of the following statements are correct. Recruited large number of soldiers from Indian prisoners of war in Japanese camp. Second one, introduced women's detachment named after Jhansi Rani. So very basic reading of any basic book, you know that both these statements are correct. The additional information what you can get is that the Indian National Army was actually not formed by Subhash Chandra Bose. It was formed by a person called as Mohan Singh in that regard. Subhash Chandra Bose revived the Indian National Army later, taking over it. And you can also say Lakshmi Sehgal who was there. She was the head of the women regiment, that is the Jhansi regiment in that regard. And the INA flag, the symbol was springing tiger. So these are the basic information that you can keep about this question. Let's quickly move on to the second question. The question is on Viceroy. Which of the following Viceroy was the first to officially shift his council to Shimla in summer season? The answer for this question is A. It's a purely factual question, John Lawrence. So here in these kind of questions, you please attend if you have information. Otherwise, you don't. It's very difficult to go for any kind of logical, guesses in that regard. So this was done in 1864. It was named the capital of Punjab. Then you can say currently Shimla is the capital of Himachal Pradesh, that is the summer capital in that regard. Similarly, the winter capital is Dharmashala. So let's move on to the third question for the day. Which member of the Servants of Indian Society founded Seva Samiti at Allahabad in 1914? So friends, the answer for this question is B. Hridaynath Kunjuru. So again, a fact-based question. You have to be careful here. If you are not very sure with the answer, don't go for it. But you have some information on the question, then you can look to go for it. It was found in Allahabad. H.N. Kunjuru, as you can see, he was also a member of Constituent Assembly. And who formed the Servants of Indian Society? It was formed by Gopal Krishna Gokhale. They might ask one more question called as who formed Seva Samiti? Please remember it was Sri Ram Bhajpai. He formed Seva Samiti. Seva Samiti has been formed by Hridaynath Kunjuru, H.N. Kunjuru. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following revolts did the Koya and Konda tribal chief rise against the local overlord of the Mansabdara family? So here the answer here, they've given two aspects. One, they've asked Rampa rebellion of 1879-1880 and one more Rampa rebellion of 1922 and 1924. So here the answer will be Mansabdar family. It is A, that is Rampa rebellion 1879 and 1880. Again, it's a fact-based question. So next question is about with respect to Balutedars, which of the following statements are correct? So they were village servants and artisans. The first statement is correct. They were employed by individual peasant family. So this is also correct. Third, they existed in medieval Deccan, that is Maharashtra region. So there were two types of Balutas. One was Vantadar Balutas and Upari Balutas. Here for Vantadar Balutas, they were hereditary nature. Payment was both in cash and kind. It was like a permanent employment. Whereas for Upari, it was more of a temporary employment. So all the three statements are correct. 1, 2 and 3. So friends, these were the questions for today, largely based on history. So the idea here is that as we go through previous year question, one, it will be a revision also, and we also know the areas where UPSC are asking. So for the tip of the day today is that when you solve questions, try to solve questions in 3 rounds. In the first round, first 45 minutes or 50 minutes, try to read all the 100 questions. There you only go for those questions you are very sure in that regard. Let us say 25 to 30. In the second round, you try to solve those kind of questions. We have doubt between two statements, etc. And the last final round, which is last 10 to 15 minutes, just try to look for those questions. You have very minimal idea or you want to make some kind of gut feeling questions. So try to always solve the paper in 3 rounds. So in the first round, try to complete 1 round of reading of the paper, all 100 questions within the first 50 minutes. So with this, we have come to end of today's session. Again, I'll meet you tomorrow. Tomorrow's theme will be also history in that regard, largely modern history, medieval history and ancient history. So next 2 days, I'll try to cover history themed questions. Thank you. Take care.